A robot with a neuromorphic chip learns to think like a human. The first robot is appointed director of a company, and a new drone DJI Avata amazes with its capabilities. A nuclear engine for Chinese spaceships will allow the country to conquer space. These stories and other high-tech news in today's one video. Let's fly! Elon Musk spoke about his plans until the end of the year. For example, Tesla is to launch mass production of unmanned cars, and SpaceX is to launch the Starship into orbit. In more detail, the full self-driving capability package in Tesla cars today, although available, requires constant control from the driver. But Musk, on the other hand, wants to launch a fully autonomous car that does not need a human driver. The technical side will not be enough here, and there needs to be permissions from state regulators. As for Starship, the rocket has received a launch permit which is valid for 6 months starting in September. As soon as SpaceX decides the vehicle is ready, we can wait for the long-awaited launch. By the way, Tesla owners love their cars so much that they implant their car keys under their skin. At least that's what Brandon Delali did, implanting a VivoKey Apex chip into his hand. It's an upgraded contactless NFC chip that supports Java card software, which secures communication between the key and the electric car. Delali wrote on Twitter that the chip could not be paired to any Tesla that uses a contactless card and could perform other functions, such as storing data or accessing cryptocurrencies, and could eventually be used for credit card transactions. Samsung showed how robots manufacture and test the company's innovative Galaxy Z Flip 3 and Z Fold 3 foldable phones. The smartphones aren't just foldable, but also feature serious water resistance with an IPX8 rating. The video basically shows the assembly of the Fold 4, starting when its back cover is pressed into place. Then all sorts of tests of the device begin, from the camera and wireless charging to the buttons and folding screens. The smartphones also go through several stages of water resistance testing, and robots are ruthless when it comes to folding. But we think it won't be so easy to withstand real use in the hands of a human, especially a teenager. The Amica robot from British startup Engineered Arts has received another update that allows it to mimic human facial expressions in real time. The iPhone 12 captured a volunteer's facial expression with Apple's AR kit, and Amica's robot copied every expression, or so it tried. By the way, what do you think of the robot? Do you like it, or is it gross? Let us know down below. In our opinion, Amica looks aloof and a little cold, as the future boss of leather bags is supposed to be, if things go the way they do in the story coming up. Chinese mobile game developer NetDragon Websoft has appointed a robot, or rather a virtual assistant with artificial intelligence, Tang Yu, as CEO of its flagship subsidiary, Fujian NetDragon Websoft. The company believes that the use of artificial intelligence in corporate management will make operations easier and more efficient. Tang Yu will be both a real-time data center and an analytical system that evaluates the rationality of decisions and the level of risk. In addition, the first virtual CEO is expected to play a crucial role in talent development and provide a fair and efficient workplace for all employees. What do you think of this development? Let us know below. The US startup Rice Aerotech revealed the first manned flight of its Recon eVTOL, which can be flown without a pilot's license. The electric single-seat multi-copter can fly with one pilot weighing up to 90 kilograms for about 25 minutes. The maximum flight speed is 93 kilometers per hour, and the cruising speed is just above 65 kilometers per hour. The maximum flight altitude is 213 meters above the ground, but according to the developers, operating the Recon eVTOL is very easy. The vehicle has a pair of joysticks and a flight control module with obstacle detection and evasion technology. And I gotta say, I kinda wanna get one of these. What about you? DJI has introduced the maneuverable Avata drone for racing at almost 100 kilometers per hour, as well as stunning movie and video footage. In short, the Avata is 48 megapixels, 4K at 60 frames per second video recording, and 18 minutes of flight time at up to 5 kilometers of altitude for just $630. True, this is without the controller and goggles, which are not included in the basic package, as the drone is compatible with the controls of other models that the user may already have. The Avata weighs 410 grams and can range up to 11.5 kilometers from the user and sees the world at 155 degrees. The drone has stabilization, including camera suspension, as well as 20 gigs of internal storage, plus micro SD card slots for up to 256 gigabytes of storage. Researchers at the University of Washington and the Applied Physics Laboratory showed the results of their developments under the DARPA Robotic Autonomy in Complex Environments with Resiliency, or RACER for short. The idea is to create an off-road autonomous driving system that would not need GPS or pre-installed maps to determine the location. Vehicles would have to build routes by getting information only from onboard sensors and using calculations. The results are already looking pretty convincing. According to media reports, China has successfully tested a 1 MW nuclear reactor for spacecraft. The Chinese Academy of Sciences is involved in the development of this reactor, and experts from China's Ministry of Science and Technology have already inspected it. But let's remember, the country is now actively bursting to explore space, and the developments in this direction are well financed, up to the creation of a national space station. A Starship powered by a nuclear reactor could help China start exploring other planets in the solar system. It's a pity that the Chinese side does not disclose details about the tests that took place or the technical specs of the nuclear power plant. Tesla launched a virtual power plant in Japan with more than 300 Powerwall home batteries, which the company quietly equipped houses in Miyako Island. It became the largest privately owned virtual power plant in the country. The idea is that all battery owners can transfer excess power to the local power grid in case of outages. Miyako Island regularly experiences power outages due to typhoons. The local power company installs solar panels for free of charge for the residents so people are not deprived of light during natural disasters. The energy company is now working with Tesla and plans to install about 1,300 batteries by the end of 2023, and then expand the project to nearby islands. Engineers created the Mi-Gri bot, a miniature parallel robotic gripper for high-performance micro-manipulation that is also very fast. Typical micro-manipulation speeds using micropipettes are barely exceeding 1 operation per second, and that's too slow to create a robotic micro-manipulation production. The new robot can perform 10 cycles of picking and placing micron-sized objects per second with an accuracy of 1 micrometer. This is a serious bid for success. Meet Dragon, the weirdest drone you've ever seen. We've shown you various drones with arms before, but turning the drone itself into a manipulator is the wildest one we've seen yet. It consists of 4 pairs of suspended fans, each connected by a 2-axis hinge, making it incredibly flexible in flight. It literally has more degrees of freedom than you can engage in useful applications. It's not because you don't have enough imagination, although there is that factor too. It's because it's hard to make it do anything useful in a stable and reliable way. Dragon can transform itself to pass through small spaces or manipulate objects. It weighs over 75 kilograms and can lift almost 3.5 kilograms. At the same time, with the turn of a valve, for example, it's not made by a drive, but by the thrust of the mushroom propeller. However, this miracle can only fly for 3 minutes, so creators plan to teach it to walk on the ground to save energy. Intel Labs, in collaboration with the Italian Institute of Technology and Munich Technical University, decided to teach a robot everything like a child, using neuromorphic computing. When children learn a new object, they can twirl it in their hands, ask it what it is, and then recognize it and similar things under different conditions. The team developed models that was able to successfully demonstrate continuous interactive robot learning on the neuromorphic research chip. But what's this advantage? The chip consumes much less power than a conventional processor, demonstrating the same speed and accuracy using neuromorphic computing that mimics human brain cells while expanding the capabilities of robotic assistants, making them more flexible and capable of adapting to unforeseen conditions. And so far, the research is in its early stages, but we'll keep an eye on the results. The European Space Agency has shared the results of the first test of the latest robotic space manipulator installed on the Russian ISS's Nauka module. The robotic arm successfully separated the payload, a single-pin latch and its adapter from the Nauka module, moved it to the other side of the module, and then returned it to its original position. The test load was the size of a small suitcase, but the 11-meter-long manipulator structure could maneuver a load of up to 8 tons with an accuracy of 5 millimeters. Literally walking on the surface of the Russian segments of the orbital complex. The entire operation took about 6 hours, and after which, the European robot arm went into hibernation mode. Now the robotic arm will be tested to the limits. Airseed Technologies and Cal International will plant 100 million trees using drones. Airseed drones use artificial intelligence and data to control payloads and a delivery system that identifies and targets areas with GPS coordinates. The Airseed team carefully selects sites for planting, taking into account what plant species are already growing in the area. The drone drops carbon pods designed specifically for soil in which it will be planted to give the trees the best chance to grow. The pod also protects the seeds from aggressive elements such as insects, rodents, and birds during the germination cycle. And when it rains, the carbon begins to absorb water, allowing the seeds to germinate. Airseed drones take off autonomously and follow a pre-programmed flight plan, dropping the exact number of carbon capsules at a rate of 2 capsules per second. Before landing, the drone follows a pre-programmed landing pattern. With a 2-person crew, Airseed drones can land 40,000 pods a day, and the company's goal is to plant 100 million trees by 2024. A major logistics company, NFI, has purchased $10 million worth of Stretch robots from Boston Dynamics. Stretch will initially unload trucks and containers as a pilot program at NFI's Savannah, Georgia facility in 2023 before deploying in other facilities. The Stretch runs more than a full shift without recharging or up to 16 hours with a high-capacity battery. With its powerful vacuum gripper and advanced vision system, the robot handles a variety of package types weighing up to 22.5 kilograms, requiring no pre-programming or box size information, and can autonomously retrieve any packages that shift or fall during unloading. Interestingly enough, Stretch is sold out for installation in 2022, but Boston Dynamics has a number of first-time customers, including DHL, Gap, H&M, and others. The company said it chose the Boston Dynamics robot because it's fast, flexible, and can be adapted to different tasks in the future. The company Canvas showed what a robot should actually do, namely, a very boring, dirty, monotonous, but precision work. And judging by the video, this robot does it very well. Subscribe to the Pro Robot channel, like this video, and don't miss any new episodes from the world of high tech.